Most people think of squids as the thing on a menu, rubbery, harmless, kind of boring. That changes the moment you go below the surface. Because squids are everywhere in the ocean, from the sunlit shallows all the way down to depths so extreme that light has never once touched them. And here's the thing, nobody tells you. The deeper you go, the more wrong they look. Like evolution ran the same blueprint through increasingly extreme conditions, and each time it came out more disturbing than the last. Transparent bodies, eyes the size of dinner plates, hooks instead of suckers, teeth where teeth should never be. And at the very bottom, something so strange we've never caught one alive, and we genuinely don't know what it does down there. This is what happens to squids when you follow them all the way down. To understand how disturbing this gets, you need to start where squids look normal. The reef squid lives in the sunlit zone, the top 600 feet of the ocean, where light still reaches and everything still makes biological sense. These are the squids you've seen, streamlined, fast, hunting in shallow coastal waters, nothing alarming about them. But descend past 600 feet and you cross into the twilight zone. Sunlight fades to almost nothing. Pressure starts climbing, temperature drops, and the squids start changing. The first sign is bioluminescence. The firefly squid in the twilight zone covers its body in photophores, tiny light-producing organs that make it glow electric blue in the dark. Genuinely beautiful, actually. But beauty doesn't last long down here. Glass squids turn completely transparent. You can see straight through their bodies, organs, stomach contents, everything visible through their skin like a living X-ray. The theory is that in water where light barely exists, being invisible is more useful than being camouflaged. You can't hide from something that produces its own light, so the next best option is to not exist visually at all. Unusual, but not yet alarming. That comes next. The humbled squid, where it starts getting wrong. At the deepest part of the twilight zone lives the first squid that crosses the line from strange to genuinely unsettling. The humboldt squid. 6 feet long, up to 100 pounds. And the first squid in our descent to develop hooks instead of suckers on its tentacles. Not gripping hooks. Ripping hooks, designed specifically to tear flesh apart on contact. Most squids hunt alone. Humboldt squids hunt in coordinated groups of hundreds, flashing rapid red and white patterns across their skin mid-hunt to communicate with each other in real time. Scientists still don't fully understand the signaling system. They're using a language we can't read. They're known as the red devils of the sea, not just because of their color, but because of their behavior. Aggressive, fast, relentless. They've been documented attacking each other, eating injured or weaker members of their own group mid-hunt. They move at 25 miles per hour, which is faster than any human can swim. Have they attacked people? Yes. Divers have reported being grabbed, pulled, and hit with those hooks. No confirmed human deaths, but the encounters that have been documented are not casual. These are not animals that ignore you. And this is only the twilight zone. We haven't even reached the dark yet. The midnight zone evolution loses its mind. Below 3,300 feet, sunlight disappears entirely. This is the midnight zone. No light has ever existed here naturally. The pressure at this depth would crush an unprotected human instantly. The temperature hovers just above freezing. And the squids here look like nothing that should exist. The Promechotuthis sulcus is a squid with what appears to be human teeth. A full ring of flat, square, unmistakably tooth-like structures surrounding its mouth. The first time a photo of this squid circulated among marine biologists, the reaction was not scientific excitement, it was visceral discomfort. Here's the slightly less disturbing explanation: they're not actually teeth. They're folded lips of soft tissue surrounding the squid's beak. Biological structures that happen to look exactly like a human smile for reasons that have nothing to do with teeth. The squid still uses a beak to slice prey. Whether that makes it better or worse is genuinely unclear. Only one specimen has ever been recovered. It was barely an inch long. Nobody knows how big they get. Then there's the giant squid. An animal so extreme it defined the word kraken for every culture that ever encountered evidence of it, up to 45 feet long. The largest eyes in the entire animal kingdom, bigger than dinner plates, up to 10 inches across. Built to detect the faintest traces of bioluminescent light in absolute darkness. We know giant squids exist, primarily because sperm whales hunt them. Whales surface from 1,000-meter dives with circular scars across their heads, sucker marks, and hook wounds from battles in the dark. Scientists have pulled giant squid beaks from inside whale stomachs. The beak is the only part of a squid that doesn't digest. We've never filmed a living adult giant squid in its natural habitat going about its normal behavior. Every piece of footage we have is either accidental or of an animal that was already dying. We don't know how they reproduce, where they lay eggs, or how long they live. An animal 45 feet long, and we know almost nothing about it. But it's not the biggest squid, and it's not the most disturbing. The abyss, the colossal squid. Below the midnight zone is the abyssal zone. 4,000 to 20,000 feet down, pitch black, near freezing, pressure so immense that most materials compress or shatter. Marine snow fragments of dead organisms drifting down from above is the primary food source. Everything moves slowly to conserve energy. This is where the colossal squid lives. Most people think the giant squid is the largest squid on Earth. It's not. The colossal squid is shorter, around 35 feet, but dramatically heavier. The largest confirmed specimen weighed over 1,000 pounds. Estimates suggest they could reach 1,300 pounds. They are the heaviest invertebrate on Earth. Where the giant squid is built for speed and reach, the colossal squid is built like a tank, thick, dense muscle. And instead of suckers, the tentacles are lined with rotating hooks that twist and dig into flesh on contact. Once those hooks are in, they don't release. The prey gets dragged in and torn apart by a beak capable of cutting through bone. Their eyes are the largest of any animal, up to 11 inches across in large adults, bigger even than the giant squid's eyes. Built to detect movement in total darkness at extreme depth. The only predator that hunts colossal squids is the sperm whale. Whales dive to these depths specifically to find them. The battles that happen in the dark at that depth have never been witnessed by a human. We only know they happen because of the evidence that surfaces on whale skin afterward. Giant squid versus colossal squid, who wins? The giant squid has reach and speed. The colossal squid has weight, power, and rotating hooks versus simple suckers. In a close-range fight, the colossal squid almost certainly wins. But this fight never happens in reality. They don't inhabit the same depth zones and have no reason to encounter each other. What they do share is a predator, and the fact that we know almost nothing about either of them. The Haddle Zone, the big fin squid. Below the abyss is the Haddle Zone, 6,000 meters down to the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench, at nearly 11,000 meters. This is not a place with an ecosystem. Almost nothing survives here. A few worms, some microbial life clinging to hydrothermal vents, and one squid that should not exist, the big fin squid. And I need you to look up a photo of this animal before continuing, because describing it doesn't do it justice. Its arms extend outward and then bend at a sharp 90-degree angle in elbow. Then the tentacles trail downward from that elbow for distances that in some specimens appear to reach 20 feet or more. The whole animal hangs motionless in the water, arms spread wide, tentacles trailing beneath it like some kind of deep-sea chandelier. We have never caught one alive. We have never studied a full adult specimen. Every piece of footage we have is grainy, brief, and accidental submersibles passing through their depth range and capturing something on camera before it disappeared into the dark. What does it do? We don't know. The best theory is that it doesn't really swim at all, it drifts. Movement burns energy, and at that depth, energy is so scarce that any unnecessary movement could be fatal. The elbow bend in each arm appears to help it position its trailing tentacles like a passive net, hovering motionless and waiting for something to drift into contact. Its skin is completely transparent and colorless. Even at depths where no light exists, transparency offers a defense. If something bioluminescent passes nearby, the big fin reflects almost nothing back. The specimens we found appear to be juveniles. We have no confirmed footage or measurements of a full adult. Nobody knows how large they get. Here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. We've explored less than 5% of the deep ocean. Less than 5%. Every squid species in this video, the Humboldt, the giant, the colossal, the bigfin, was discovered essentially by accident. We knew giant squids existed only because sperm whales brought evidence of them to the surface. The colossal squid was identified from beaks found in whale stomachs before anyone had seen a live one. Sperm whales don't dive to the hadal zone. They can't reach those depths, which means whatever lives at the absolute bottom of the ocean has never been brought to the surface as evidence of anything. We have no indirect proof of what's down there beyond what submersibles have accidentally filmed in passing. Some marine biologists believe there are larger relatives of the bigfin squid we've never encountered. Animals that move so slowly that submersibles pass right by them in the dark without registering contact. Animals so adapted to that environment that they don't react to lights or noise the way shallower creatures do. The bigfin squid hangs motionless in the darkest place on Earth, waiting for something to drift into its tentacles. We don't know how large it gets. We don't know how many there are. We don't know what else is down there with it. We've followed squids from the sunlit shallows all the way to the bottom of the planet. And the further down we go, the less we understand. The ocean doesn't run out of answers. It just runs out of light. And whatever is waiting in that darkness has been there far longer than we have.